Donald Trump and the Republican Party are fanning the flames with lies about the LA fires, blaming DEI initiatives, woke policies, female firefighters, and whatever other random conspiracy they can cook up.
The DEI initiatives in indoctrinating our children in child mutilation.
Inclusion, diversity, equity.
70% of our hires have been based on DEI.
Because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way, called the smelt.
In addition to sending fire equipment to Ukraine, for example.
Far left woke policies of California, which have been disastrous throughout the entire country.
Because fires care about the color of your skin, or your gender, or your sexual preference.
Because the Indians wanted some of their river back so they could catch salmon. Nothing against the Indians. I love the Indians. But really?
What is wrong with these people?
I live near the Eaton Fire, and I've seen firsthand the toll that it has taken on the Altadena and Pasadena area. Whole communities have been displaced, and many nearby, including my family and me, have been ready in case we need to evacuate, while Republicans sit back and play the blame game. Now, many of you have asked how to help, so I'm sharing resources on the screen where you can donate to Los Angeles fire relief efforts. And a huge shout out to Watch Duty for tracking wildfires in real time. It's been a literal lifesaver for my family and so many others in LA. While we're busy out here fighting the most devastating wildfires in Southern California's history, MAGA is desperately trying to rewrite reality to fit their own narrative of fear and division. I mean, you have California Governor Gavin Newsom personally debunking right-wing lies on Twitter, while idiots like Elon Musk help spread them further and further, posting DIE means people die. Instead of addressing the real issues like the devastating impact of climate change, they're inventing scapegoats and pointing fingers at anything that aligns with their culture war agenda.
So who else is running things? This right here, ladies and gentlemen? This is the leadership of the LA Fire Department. I sure hope they know what they're doing.
The woman on the far left in this photo is Los Angeles Fire Chief Kristen Crowley. Republicans like hate-monger Chaya Raichik, aka the founder of Libs of TikTok, are attacking her because they believe that a female and a member of the LGBTQ community should not be in charge. As a 22-year veteran of the LA Fire Department, Crowley served as a firefighter, paramedic, engineer, fire inspector, Captain 1, Captain 2, Battalion Chief, Assistant Chief, Deputy Chief, Chief Deputy, and Fire Chief. These types of attacks are not only disgraceful and dangerous, but they're exactly what we've come to expect from the GOP playbook. Firefighters have been busy fighting fires over the last several days, and assholes like Megyn Kelly, Jesse Waters, Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., Cat Turd, and Alex Jones are blaming DEI and making up lies about water.
And you know what just happened? There's no water coming out of the fire hydrant, because this man mismanages the water there.
Nope, that's wrong.
In the Palisades, the water issue is, according to authorities, is a gravity issue. In order to get the water through the hydrants up in the hills and the mountains, they have these giant water tanks that use gravity, and those water tanks ran dry. Part of the problem is a lot of people are using hoses, trying to understandably hose down their lawns, hoping that will stop the fire. A lot of firefighters will say that's not going to stop a fire like this from burning down your house. You may keep your lawn, but it's not going to keep your house. But, there's this huge water usage all of a sudden, and those tanks on the top, there may be water in the system down below, but if the tanks on the top run dry, there's not enough pressure for gravity to bring the water up into the hydrants.
Many fire hydrants, we're told, in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles have actually gone dry. What is the situation like right now? Do you have adequate supplies of water to fight this fire?
Yeah, I've been up in that area since about 3 this morning. I've seen no sign of water deficit up there. There's been water coming out of all the hoses that I've seen just by driving through. Again, I haven't heard any news of that on myself.
While communities across LA are losing their homes and livelihoods, Republicans are more concerned with scoring cheap political points. I mean, look no further than felon Donald Trump. When he isn't busy crying over being sentenced in his hush money criminal case, he's screaming about the fires on Truth Social.
No water in the fire hydrants, no money in FEMA. This is what Joe Biden is leaving me. Thanks, Joe.
Instead of uniting this country before taking office, he's busy politicizing a natural disaster in order to rile up his base.
During the pandemic, you often said that you didn't believe that you should bail out blue states that you believe were being mismanaged. Given your criticism of Governor Gavin Newsom, are you willing to work with him, and do you believe that federal aid should be provided to California for as long as it takes?
Well, it's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific. because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way, called a smelt. And for the sake of a smelt, they have no water. They had no water in the fire hydrants today in Los Angeles. It was a terrible thing. And we're going to get that done. It's going to finally be done. I got it done from the federal side.
Huh?
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
This idiot has no idea what the he's talking about. While Trump is busy truthing on his failed social network, we've been busy fighting multiple fires around the LA area with firefighters, aerial operations, the National Guard, local residents, firefighters from Mexico and Canada. Trump loves to blame Newsom and the Democrats, but what exactly has he done to help? I mean, if he's such a billionaire, where are the donations, the resources, or even a gesture of support? He could at least send that leftover knockoff Trump ice water he tried to hawk in East Palestine. But no, instead of stepping up, he's out there spreading lies, stoking division, and doing absolutely nothing to aid the people suffering from this disaster. You know, for someone who claims to love America, he sure has a funny way of showing it when Americans are in crisis.
Even asked this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, it's people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us.
The Republican Party is unwilling to accept science, which makes this whole fire thing really hard for them to understand. I mean, look no further than Marjorie Taylor Greene, who believes that Jewish space lasers cause wildfires. But speaking of science, I want to quickly thank today's sponsor, Lumen. Did you know that 80% of resolutions fail by February? You can beat the odds with Lumen and improve your health. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workout, sleep, and even stress management. And all you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know exactly what's going on in your body in real time. And Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Your metabolism is like your body's engine. It converts the food you eat into the energy you need to keep going. Since your metabolism drives everything your body does, maintaining optimal metabolic health offers numerous benefits like easier weight management, higher energy levels, better fitness results, improved sleep, and more. Lumen provides personalized recommendations to enhance your metabolic health. It can also track your cycle in the onset of menopause, adjusting its recommendations to support your metabolism through hormonal changes, helping you maintain energy and reduce cravings. Take the next step to improve your health. Go to lumen.me/Gabe to get 20% off your Lumen. That's lumen.me/Gabe for 20% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. And then Sean Hannity decided to give his hot take because apparently we really need that right now.
Now, this was not Donald Trump's only warning to California. Back in 2018, during his first term, with Governor Newsom standing right beside him, well, President Trump urged the state of California to manage their forests and cut back the brush. Common sense, the science of forestry. Take a look.
We get all of this cleaned out and protected. Got to take care of the floors, the floors of the forests. Very important.
All right, first off, the state of California is only responsible for a small sliver of its forest, the vast majority being federal land. And second off, the fire started in the Palisades, not in the forest, you stupid son of a. Sorry for getting so heated, it's just these MAGA morons really get to me sometimes. These fires are the results of months of no rain plus 80 to 100 mile/hour Santa Ana winds, which equal a tinderbox. Even if we had all the water we needed here in LA, we would not be able to fight those winds. It's really that simple.
And even with an additional 100 engines, I tell you, we were not going to catch that fire.
And the water system really isn't designed for a large-scale, ongoing firefight like the one that we just experienced here in Los Angeles County.
Oh, and that clip that Hannity showed of Trump after the Paradise Fire in 2018, well, that stable genius couldn't even remember where he was that day.
And what we saw at Pleasure, what a name right now. but we just left pleasure for paradise.
Hope you're happy, America, because you're about to get another 4 years with that moron in chief. Oh, and since we're talking about raking the forests, back in December 2024, 44 Republicans voted against H.R. 10545, the American Relief Act of 2025, which included $75 million for wildfire prevention measures like shaded fuel breaks in the Pacific regions. Another example of the GOP not actually being America first. Also, Trump loves to point fingers and blame everyone else while claiming he would fix everything on day one, but let's not forget how he handled the wildfires in California when he was in office the first time. According to Trump's former aide, Trump refused to give California wildfire aid until he was told how many people there voted for him. The guy doesn't care about anyone. And then in 2020, the Trump administration rejected California's request for a disaster declaration for 6 destructive wildfires that burned hundreds of thousands of acres across the state. And this is how Trump responded during the California wildfire briefing back in 2020.
That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay, it'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Hey, well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Oh my God, this guy is a moron, and he's about to be president. And who could forget when Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico in 2017? Trump was tossing people paper towels like he was playing Pop-A-Shot at Chuck E. Cheese. And in 2021, it was confirmed that Trump officials blocked Puerto Rico from receiving hurricane aid. And that's not all. The Trump administration also obstructed an investigation looking into why it was depriving the U.S. territory of congressionally approved funds. I can only imagine how much worse and mismanaged these LA fires would have been if Donald Trump was in office. Remember this over the next 4 years. Donald Trump doesn't care about anyone but himself. And just because Trump doesn't like to help other people doesn't mean that we can't help each other during these difficult times. So once again, I ask that you share these resources with others where you can donate to support Los Angeles fire relief funds. That's today's episode. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel at I Am Gabe Sanchez, now's your chance. And if you want to support my show and become a member, you can join my personal Patreon at patreon.com/IamGabeSanchez. Also, be sure to subscribe to the audio version of What Was That, perfect for when you're on the go or just relaxing. Catch every episode wherever you listen to podcasts. Until next time, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?